Good evening and good morning to everyone around the world. We've got 4 people watching. I have got back together again live. If we get to unmute his mic, he's normally in Vienna. He's in Yorkshire. HG, how the devil are you?
You got any gravy with that? I'm all right, actually. I'm all right. Yorkshire has treated me well. It hasn't rained that much at all since I got here, and so yeah, life is good. We got here about 10 days ago, and I'm here until Monday, and then back to Vienna in the grind of summer.
Fantastic. So we are going to tonight, for those watching and mad enough to watch us on repeat, we are doing a live watchathon of the very first North London derby in Hong Kong. So to explain, HG, what are you watching this on?
So I've got Spurs play right now, so they're showing the stadium in Hong Kong and under all the lights. But yeah, obviously no noise. I can't hear what the commentators are saying, but I can watch it. And it looks quite a nice stadium, to be fair. What about you?
I am watching it on Paramount Plus. Maybe we are in sync because what I'm seeing is the players in the tunnel coming out. What are you seeing?
Yeah, I'm seeing that too.
We are in sync. So what
There's
could kill us in terms of
Gunnosaurus at the back.
Gunnosaurus is live in Hong Kong. And let me tell you, in July the 31st in Hong Kong, if you're wearing a suit like that, it's bloody hot. Right? Bloody hot. So we are going to be doing this watchathon. I have only ever done one watchathon. That was 2 years ago, and just Tottenham against West Ham in Perth, where I had just moved into this place. There's cardboard boxes everywhere. I did the second half, turned and looked at the screen over there. And the topic of conversation is the fact that can you have Grazzini sticks in Thousand Island dressing? But HG, given that you are, and we'll probably get into this, a star of Ghanaian TV and a football expert, I'm probably looking at more kind of in-depth. We should probably start talking about the teams, shouldn't we? And not Grazzini sticks and Thousand Island.
I mean, this is it. So you can see, everyone can see that the teams are shaking hands and high-fiving. But Spurs' team, obviously, Vicario is starting tonight. He's in goal. Back four, probably the only four that seemingly fit. Romero, Van der Ven, Porro, and Spence. I guess Spence will be left back. Midfield is Bentancur, Sarr, and Bergval. And then up front, Richarlison as a central striker with Kudus and not Brennan Johnson / Wilson Odobert on the left.
Do you mean trophy-winning goal scorer, Brennan Johnson? That one?
A trophy-winning goal scorer, Luke Shaw, surely.
Blimey, we've not even started the game. I thought there'd be a Johnson amnesty, considering that he has brought us the trophy. But anyway, and we're going to do. Is this going to be like Test match special, where we're kind of describing the scenes? So as you said, and bring it up. So Thomas Frank is the manager. So you and I have not seen each other for quite a while. So maybe let's make up for lost time. It's like you could be, are you Morgan Freeman and I'm Tim Robbins, Shawshank, or the other way around?
Yeah, but
I'll leave that image.
One of those things that, like,
I'm famous bloody for. Hell, here we. Oh my God! I've forgotten about that. Oh bloody hell! We got a long night ahead of us. We've saved off Brendan Johnson and Shawshank Redemption. I forgot about that one as well. Right, forget that.
Right, go
on. How do you feel about Thomas Frank being the manager? Just in general.
It's tough to really judge because, like, what he did at Brentford was fine, and I feel like people probably underestimated how difficult it was for him to do what he did at Brentford. Because I think there's this idea that Brentford are such a well-run club that if you get a half-decent manager, then they will finish, higher end of the lower table. But clearly, I think their budget is much less than Spurs will know, and so yeah, I don't really know. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he does. I will say that.
Okay, so let's just do a bit more describing on the pitch. So we've got Richarlison. He's not injured yet. He's doing a little warm up. We're about to do the kickoff. I think the team that we got out tonight is, in the circumstances, possibly our starting lineup, which I don't know how I feel about that, as in the first choice. We've got the Tottenham fans. I think they probably are outnumbered by Arsenal fans. But if I can, and basically, if I just, this is Keith Parker, HG. Whenever we do Grumpy, it's Tottenham. He's always late, and we've issued him a final warning when he turns up late. But he's on time today. Leon is obviously in the stadium. He's very hot in the stadium, live in Hong Kong. I just saw him with a flag, waving that around. And that might be Gibbo. It certainly wasn't me doing that, or might have been you. I don't know. So we've got kickoff, right? We've got kickoff, and then it's the Hong Kong Football Festival. We've got Porro sporting a lovely blonde haircut. He's placed it up the field. A real test. Is that you?
It was me. My mistake. Hang on a second.
Is that Brie? I don't know. That's all right. So we're watching this, and already Arsenal have got the attack, and that is a deflection. I think it's gone for a corner. Bentancur, is he wearing a long sleeve top? Because if he is, he's mad. Because July is that it's very hot. Rumours in the ground. Hang on, what's this? Rumours in the ground that the goons pay people to go in their end. Well, it's funny you should say that, right? Because when I worked in Hong Kong, there was a demonstration every day because of some financial scandal, and the rich demonstrators pay for other people to do the demonstrating. So it might be true, Leon. How many boring Hong Kong anecdotes can we get in for the next 2 hours for the viewing public? We could lose a lot of people.
They would all be yours.
Sorry about that. I know. Saka is here. Sorry, we should concentrate. Back to the football. Yeah. Saka's about to take a corner. He's put his hand up in the air.
Right. Do you think we'll be better at set pieces this season now?
Can we be any worse?
I mean, it's been over a season since we were really bad. I think we got a little bit better last year. It sticks in people's minds.
What about the fact that, I mean, we do have a long tradition of not clearing when we take a corner, not clearing the person at the near post.
That is true.
I mean, one of my highlights it's a free kick. Oh, hang on, we're back to the game. Oh, yeah, there's Saka on the right. We got Jed Spence, because apparently we don't have a left back, but we do. His name's Jed Spence. Everyone goes mad about Davies.
No, Jed
Ben
Spence.
White's there. Go on.
Jed Spence can't be a left back for Spurs. He's one of those players who can do the job, but I don't want him playing left back. I want him playing right back. I think it worked for him at left back last season because the idea was he would move into midfield, but I don't think that's going to be the case.
I had this argument. Are you saying we're not inverting our fullbacks anymore?
No. I mean, sorry, I am saying that. Yeah, they're not. They're not going to be doing that.
Saka's got the. Yeah. There is not our left fullback, Spence, just defending that, and it's gone for a corner. Arteta he's talking to one of his assistants, because this is indeed the Hong Kong Football Festival, ladies and gentlemen, that we're watching. And we're defending another corner. I can't tell what the atmosphere is like in the stadium because we've got the volume down.
I'm sure they're going
Saka's
mental.
Take the corner.
It's like 30,000 school kids screaming at the top of their voices. That's what I am imagining.
And they have just nearly scored, the Gooners. And that went very close from Odegaard.
Well, so yeah, you are about 2 or 3 seconds ahead of me. So describing the game might be kind of weird, but
well, it's got to be a first. It's got to be a first for everything. HG.
Have we been?
Well,
have we been in there?
Technically, I am always ahead of you. We're at 9, not yet, but in the moment now, I'm at 3 minutes 55. What are you?
I don't have a clock on the screen yet because they're still showing a replay.
Kudos. Is that Kudos? Yeah. Oh dear. Right. Well, I'm ahead of you. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. Just so we know.
Anyway, we've just had our first attack, which was easily dealt with by David. So when I go like that, if something's happened, or I've had a heart attack. Anyway, Arsenal are back again on the offensive to our 10 people watching us.
Hi.
Apparently, according to Leon, there was a big demo in Hong Kong, which against Levy, which was there you go, which was broken up by the authoritarian Hong Kong police, which we won't read about in the press after. Here comes Saka again. We have got it's the Arsenal moving the ball around like the settled unit that they are, with players that they may or may not have bought in the transfer window in a timely fashion, unlike us. And tell me something, HG, whilst we're considering all of this, what do you think about the Morgan Gibbs White debacle?
So this is the thing. Like, I think, like every Spurs fan, I was excited at the thought that we might be signing him, because it felt like it. You know, him and Kudus in the space of 2 or 3 days would have been insane.
Yeah.
But when I think about it, I don't really think we needed him. So as much as it's annoying and it seems bad for the club that he changed his mind or things changed and he ended up signing a new deal, I'm not annoyed that money hasn't gone on him. It just means I hope that the money's going to go somewhere else on maybe a position where we do need strengthening. But I think that if you've got Maddison, like if we're going to play this 3-2-4-1 system when we've got the ball, then we've got a number of players who can play in those attacking midfield slots, and some of them can play out wide as well. But if it's Tell or Odobert or Kulusevski or Maddison, there's a number of players who can do it. And it also gives us a reason to maybe keep Jamie Donnelly around, which I think is a good idea this year, certainly for the first half of the season. So I'm not upset that it hasn't happened, but I'm more upset that nothing else has happened.
Yeah, I'm more upset that nothing else has happened because, you know, we've won the. You said we've won the Champions League. We've won the Europa. We're in the Champions League, and again we've done nothing. I mean, Kudos.
He's much better. He's much better than Johnson.
We'd say that Kudos
is much better than Brennan Johnson.
I said the word obviously. Yeah, well, I was waiting for you to say that.
Yeah.
So Kudos is better than Brendan Johnson. Yes.
Yeah.
But we've got a lot of strengthening that we need to do because I think the midfield still needs strengthening. Arsenal on attack now. We should just do that for a minute. Arsenal could score here. No, he fell over. What's he moaning about? Is he saying it's a foul? He's saying I don't understand that.
It's Havertz.
It's Havertz.
Yeah.
It's offside anyway. So there we go. So who do you think we need? Says Leon.
Yeah, look, I think defensive midfield and a left back is what we need. And I don't really care if we buy them or if we loan them, but we need players in who can do those jobs. So I see that Leon has said that the Athletic has announced we are in talks with João Palhinha on loan. Brilliant. You know, that I'm perfectly fine with that. In fact, I'm not just perfectly fine with it. It's a smart move. He's not wanted at Bayern Munich. I think he's very good. He proved that at Fulham in the Premier League. And so, yeah, if we don't want to spend whatever the money is to sign him permanently, which I can understand because he's not the youngest, but a player like that, we absolutely need it. The issue is going to be...
Sorry to cut across. We've got an attack here. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so
1 second to cut you off because we've got a corner. And if we're going to do this like test match special, we got to watch the attack. So yes, we've got a corner.
All right, so in comes Jimmy Anderson
and causes shithousery in their defense like they did to us. We've got a set piece coach or coaches. Here we go. It's the first set piece I've seen under the Thomas Frank era. Pedro Porro will be taken. I'm excited about this. Will we first of all get the ball beyond the near post first test for me? So here comes Porro. Hang on. There's loads of gooners behind that goal. Makes me sick. He's gesticulating. Is it a set piece move, hand move signal? I have no idea. This is like test match special. Here he is. The ball comes in. Cross comes. Oh, bloody hell! He's hit the post. That hit the post. He missed it everywhere. Excitement from me reacting in a Watchalong scenario. Ball went across. Ram far. We nearly scored from a corner. And HG is so.
Well, no, because I've just seen it.
Oh,
This is the
have
thing.
I
Like, I have to wait a bit for me.
Gone off, or have HG gone off? Uh-oh.
No, when you tell me what's going to happen, it's not as exciting. But yeah, so almost
so exciting that I went off. Did you go off?
No.
No. My Wi-Fi bars come up, which means sometimes it means that the whole thing's about to collapse. Tottenham are on the attack at the moment, and we've got a free kick.
All right. Well, to go back, I think like defensive midfield for sure.
So did you see that corner in the end?
Yeah, I did. I saw it. Yeah. I think the main thing is that Spurs.
At the moment, just for a minute. Sorry about this. We are gone.
Yeah. The main thing is that if we do sign the midfielders that we need, then there are going to have to be some decisions made about some of the midfielders that we've already got. I know that we're trying to get rid of Bissouma, which obviously would help, but there's probably...
We're on the... Sorry to cut across. We're on the edge of the box here. We've got another corner, HG. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just...
Sorry, we've got stuff going on. So
just talk about the game, and I'll listen to you.
No, I want to hear you. But every time we get to an important bit, and then we're attacking. So I'm trying to we're juggling the two here. It's like anyway, Porro. So Porro is going to take another corner. His first one hit the post in our new regime of set piece Nirvana. So he's going to take it up. He's left hand up because it's another signal. It's pushing around, going on. Cross gone over. Raya picks up easily. Right. So we need we need a number 6. Carry on.
Yeah, I think we need 2 number 6s because you know Paulini's not going to play 50 games by himself. But yeah, so I think someone like
number 6,
someone like Archie Gray might struggle for minutes, and we might send him out on loan. If I'm honest, that's what I think might happen.
So I missed who you're sending out on loan. Who was that?
I think Archie Gray is someone who might go out on loan.
You are sending 18-year-old Archie Gray on loan.
I just think that
Why?
if you've got Bergvall and Bentancur and Sarr and all those attacking midfielders that we've named before, and you're getting in Palhinha and someone else, like where does Archie Gray fit? Like he's going to be under 21 for the under 21 for the Premier League means that he's pretty valuable, but he doesn't really add any value to the European squad. And if he's not going to play in the Premier League, when's he going to play? So like I don't necessarily want that, but I think that there is going to be one midfielder who misses out.
Well, I think it's interesting because so you definitely think we need a left back, and I think Jed Spence could do a job at left back.
Yeah, he can.
Right.
And so
can.
If
you've got Jed Spence at left back, you got Porro, and then I'd have you can still have Archie Gray as a backup right back, yeah?
Well, yeah, you could, but I don't know. Archie Gray is apparently a midfielder. So why would I want a midfielder playing right back? It doesn't make any sense to me. Like if you said that Udogie and Ben Davies are out there, yeah, but he wasn't any good last year. Like, are we trying to turn him into a fullback, or are we trying to, buy the midfielder that we all thought we bought? I just, what are we trying to do with Archie Gray? If he's not going to get minutes for Spurs this season, that's it. Like, I don't see the point of keeping him around to play a position that he's not very good at.
So, are you saying at the end of the day that? Are you saying at the end of the day that you thought Archie Gray was shit last season?
No, I'm saying that I thought he was fine, but I don't think we bought him to play fullback. I don't think we bought him to play centre back. And if we think he's going to be a midfielder, he's not going to play in midfield for Spurs this season. He's certainly not going to play often. So he needs to go out and get games. It's not as if he's 25 and experienced. He still needs to play games. And if it was a season in the championship, I'd be okay with that. He needs to play. Like Bergvall is going to play in midfield for Spurs, but Archie Gray, I don't know if he will.
So at the moment, we interrupt the Archie Gray discussion with news that we are on the attack, and we've got the ball out wide to Pedro Porro, and we're moving the ball around. We're moving it around quite quickly, which is better than some of the Moraband stuff last season. Bentancur with his long sleeve top. If that is a long sleeve top, he's still mad. He'll be as warm as the Gunnosaurus geezer. And then we're still playing around with it on the right hand side. Porro, Christian Romero, Van der Ven, who so far, nice pass there to the left hand side. And that's broken down. And Arteta is being very annoying, being outside of his box again. Look at him. If Arsenal don't win the trophy this season, should Arteta be sacked?
No, not for that basis. I think if you
okay, we've got a long. No, okay.
Well,
okay, why?
Because like Arteta, I mean, Arsenal 2 seasons ago or 3 seasons ago now, when they were actually pretty swashbuckling and would beat teams quite easily, that's the Arsenal that we haven't seen since. If he gets them playing like that again, then I want him sacked. But if he's going to be, Tony Pulis with more expensive players, then he can stay.
Right. Okay, so Spurs are on attack again. Bergvall's playing it around quite nicely. We've got Bentancur, little chip pass in, doesn't seem to go anywhere, and it's gone out for a goal kick. So at 16 minutes, 55 seconds. Thank you for those who have joined us. The 10 people watching us live. It is indeed who is one of, frankly, the 4 founders of this YouTube channel. If there was a Mount Rushmore, his face would be on it. And Arsenal just had attack. So my next question to HG is I want to ask him about his most recent experience as a football correspondent on Ghanaian TV. How did that happen?
So I have a Facebook page, which maybe some people know about. It's got about 10,000 followers, which I don't think is a big deal, but the kids I teach think it's a big deal. But yeah, some guy, I think, got my email address off of that. And
can I just interrupt you 1 minute? 10,000 people. 10,000 people is Wembley Arena, HG. Okay, carry on.
Fair enough. So, I've forgotten the question. Look, yeah. Oh, the Ghanaian TV thing. So the guy emailed me and he asked me to come on a couple of years ago. It was the first time, and I did it. And then just before the Europa League final, he asked me to come on again, and I did. And then obviously we've signed Mohamed Kudus, so Ghanaians are a bit more interested now in Spurs. And so I went on again. But yeah, I don't know much about who they are or whatever, but I don't mind doing it. It's like 20 minutes of my time once a month, and it's kind of fun.
And as a result of being on Ghanaian TV, is your 10,000 likely to go up with more like Ghanaian followers? You know what I mean?
I've had a few, I think, join because of it, but I don't really know. Like they would have to look for me on Facebook, which again, anyone under 30 doesn't really use Facebook, so it's unlikely to see a massive change. But but yeah, I don't care. But I think that's just how they found me. So yeah.
Right. So hang on, did you go? What studio were you in? Were you doing it from your home?
Yeah, just like this. It was like a Zoom call.
So to be clear, you didn't fly to Ghana and go into a TV studio in Ghana.
No, I didn't. That would have been something. But no. I mean, the thing is, when I commentated on the 2014 World Cup, I watched every game from a little office in like northern Vienna. I didn't get to go to Brazil. It would have been lovely if I had done.
Right.
But yeah, no, everything I think is
Right.
basically done via the web now. You don't need to fly anywhere to do it.
Okay. Now, just in case anyone's wondering, it's still 0-0. We're moving the ball around at the back. So my next question to you, actually, have you ever been on British TV? And if so, if you have, what's the first time you're on British TV in any form?
And so in any form, then yes, but to speak, no. Do you remember in the late 90s there was a Grand National race that was kind of cancelled on the Saturday because of an IRA bomb, and then they ran it like the following Monday night? Well, I went to the Grand National that year, and so I was stood behind Des Lynam on the Monday night. I don't know if that counts. And I've asked a question on Question Time. I'm not sure that counts. But yeah, no, I mean, TV is not really what I want to be doing.
So you're standing behind Des Lynam at the Grand National, and then you're on Ghanaian TV. That's a journey, as they say.
Exactly.
Very good. Now back to the game. It's 21 minutes gone, and 21 minutes gone, and I'd have to say Arsenal have had most of the play so far. We have had a couple of hit the post from a Pedro Porro corner. We had another little attack, but nothing really. Now, I'm a big, I love our fan base. I love our supporters, but I do love how they react from one thing to another. So they're all getting excited about the fact that Thomas Frank is animated on the touchline, unlike Ange, and that, at the Reading game, I think it was the first friendly that Thomas Frank and his staff had kind of iPads and this, that, and the other. It's always a reaction to something else. Oh,
yeah, I mean, who knows what they were watching on the iPad? But oh, come on!
They might have been watching you on grandstand.
Do you know? I did bump into Ryan Mason a few weeks ago, and at the airport in Vienna, he was flying back to London after their pre-season camp for West Brom, and he was working at the airport. Like he had all video of whatever training game they were doing. I managed to look over his shoulder and see all that. So it is possible that a coach involved with Tottenham at some point actually uses the technology available to him.
Yeah, but I do think it's so. If I think the thing with Ange, right? It's all bloody well. He didn't have any tactics whatsoever. He didn't know what he was doing, and this, that, and the other. I think that's a load of old bollocks, to be honest. Okay, you may have had one way of playing. We had the inverted fullbacks and all the rest of it, and it didn't work because he's used to playing that with teams at clubs where they dominate the transfer market, and he was never going to get that at Tottenham. But now that Frank's there and he's more animated on the touchline and he's got his bloody iPad, then that must mean we've got it's different. It's like Ramos and the tomato ketchup in the canteen, and then Renat puts it back in.
Yeah, it's all about perception, right? I mean, that's the thing. It's all about.
So we've got a break in play at the moment because someone's got an injury. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I was just saying that it's all about the perception.
Yeah.
If a manager looks like it's doing something, then maybe they are, maybe they're not. But the perception is what's going to drive the reaction. And so, in that respect, I guess it's a good thing. Like no Tottenham manager needs to get crap from their own fans for not doing enough. Like that's just an unnecessary. It just never needs to happen. And if that was happening for Ange, then yeah, there's a problem. But Thomas Frank can be different, then that's good.
Yeah. Well, look, I think the reality of the situation is that I was happy with we appointed Frank. I was happy with that. I didn't want Marco Silva. I didn't want the geezer at Bournemouth. And who else are we going to get?
Yeah, I
There's
mean,
not a lot around, is there?
Of those three,
but I do think people, yeah.
Of those three, I would have wanted Iraola because there's a distinct style of play that Thomas Frank doesn't have that, and that might be a good thing. But for a lot of games, you need to really have an idea of what you want to do, and to install two or three different styles might take a bit of time.
Did you freeze then?
I don't think so.
Freezing or am I freezing? Yeah, because you're freezing a bit. Or am I freezing?
Okay. As far as I'm aware, it's all working for me. I'm watching Spurs play their usual horseshoe football. Kudos trying to take on Lewis Skelly and actually does quite well.
Yeah, maybe it's me.
But yeah, there's not enough creativity in this midfield. It looks like Spurs have got the ball at centre back and they can play it along the back four quite easily, but they can't manoeuvre it through the gaps in midfield. And the only way they can do that is by going backwards and trying to stretch the play a bit. So it looks like the same issues of last season are still there. But again, with Bentancur, Bergvall and Sarr, it's probably not surprising that we're not very creative in that midfield area.
Oh, just hit the post.
Yeah, and again, it came from the fact.
Caught up to the fact that we've hit the post?
Yeah, no, I caught up to that, but it came to the fact that we had to go backwards to go forwards, and Richie had to basically win the ball in a 50-50, and it rebounded to Odebear, who got a decent shot away. But if you give us the ball, we're going to struggle. If there's space to play in, we'll be a bit better. But if you just want to sit deep and say off you go, Spurs, we're no better than we were last year, or no better than we've been in the last 5 years, pretty much.
We've just missed a very easy chance.
I just saw it.
I'm trying to work out how we've just missed that. You just saw that? Let's watch this. I can't work out how Richarlison just missed that.
It looks like it hit the post first. Yeah, it hit the post and then hit his arm. So that's twice. Twice we've hit the post from corners.
Yes. The Frank ball is alive and is on the run. Is here we go. Frank ball. We got hit the post twice. That's what it is.
I mean, can you remember Spurs? Can you remember Spurs ever hitting the post from a corner before?
From a corner?
Yeah.
Twice? No.
I mean, I can't even remember it once.
No.
Like, unless it was a really, really awful one that hit the front post on accident, I might have seen that for Spurs, but not one like that. Those two deliveries, especially the delivery from Kudus, I mean, that was quality. That's the type of corner that you're going to score from more often than not, hopefully. So it just means that Brennan Johnson's not going to play right wing for Spurs.
I was just waiting for you to say that. Do you mean Europa Cup winning goal scorer Brennan Johnson?
Europa Cup winning goal scorer Luke Shaw.
Are you going to be doing this forever and a day, saying it's Luke Shaw?
If you ask Brennan, when they interviewed Brennan Johnson after the game and they asked him if he touched it, he basically said no.
That's got nothing to do with it.
Of course it does. Brennan Johnson went to tap it home. It hit the inside of his calf and went backwards. And then Luke Shaw's shoulder knocked it in. I don't care.
Okay.
I'm glad it went in.
You've got someone who's agreeing with you here.
Thank you, Keith.
Bring it up. There you go. Keith says,
yeah.
There you go.
He did.
All right, Keith. Just because you turned up on time for once. Just because you turned up on time for once, Keith. Now you're agreeing with HG. Just because Gibbo's not here, you see you can have a laugh. Yeah, Arsenal on attack. They got chipping in, not a header out by Porro, and it's still away again. Right. Well, okay. Think about this, right, for a minute. And we don't win a trophy that often. Yeah. So you think about who's scored us goals when we've won trophies the last 3 times, right? And they've all. You look at it. So you've got Johnson with Luke Shaw, whatever, right? Then before that was Woodgate, and it smacked him against the face, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? And then you got Alan Nielsen.
Yeah.
So you got Nielsen. Oh, hang on a minute. Des Walker, own goal. Nielsen, Woodgate, Johnson.
Yeah.
So you're asking me, you're now going to ask me, what's my point? So they were ugly goals, really, by players who didn't have the most stellar of Tottenham careers. And Des Walker, obviously, well, he did have a Tottenham career. So I think he trained with us as a kid. But there you go. Johnson, Woodgate, Nielsen, Walker.
So basically, the last decent goal that Spurs scored in a final was probably Paul Stewart's.
Well, not the winning goal, though, because that would be Ricky
No,
Villa.
it wasn't the winning goal, but I'm just talking about decent goal.
A penalty.
Because if all the other finals we've made, and they're not been that
Paul
many,
Stewart's goal was a good goal.
Yeah. But again, we get
so the fact that Tottenham have won 2 trophies. Go on.
Mm-hmm. No, just keep going.
We've got a cooling break, HG. I'm just letting you know. We've got a cooling break. And we've got 6 viewers at the moment. I'd like to say hello to each of our 6 viewers. We'd like to thank you. We're not sponsored by anyone, but if you'd like to sponsor us, that would be lovely. And I've got some highlights on here. One is at the post, Porro. I think Richarlison should have done better on the rebound as well. So, in terms of, we talked about getting in Paulinho. Now, on Grumpy Old Spurs, I did mischievously ask Gibbo, and I nicked this from another channel, obviously, because nothing's original, is Paulinho, are we all like this or not, is Paulinho just getting Pierre-Emile Højbjerg back?
No, because Pierre-Emile Højbjerg was never a defensive midfielder. The fact that we tried to use him as one was stupid, but he never actually was one. Whereas Paulinho is your old school, I'm going to win the ball and give it to the talented players. That's literally what he did. Højbjerg saw himself as being a bit more than that, but we just never found a system where Højbjerg could really thrive at Spurs. So no, I think Paulinho is much better for what Spurs need than Højbjerg was.
Right, okay. You see, your answer was as was to be expected, kind of, you know, educated and informed, and I just put a fishing rod out to Gibbo because he loves Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, and he, you know, I always disagreed with it with old Captain Flappy Hands, and I just chucked it out there, and he kind of a little bit nibbled, but he was jet lagged. He'd just come back from flight. Am I gone off now? Oh, I'm back on again. You should have seen him what he looked like, because he looked like he had. Do you remember George Hamilton when he was in Dynasty?
Yes, I remember
He
that.
looked like George Hamilton.
No, it's funny. Like when I did
I could get into a lot of trouble.
Yeah, when I did the Ghanaian TV thing, I'd just done a week in Devon, and I got pretty sunburnt down there. And I was like, "This doesn't look like me. This looks like alcoholic me, Alex Ferguson me." But yeah, it was the fact that I can say I got sunburnt in Devon is rare enough.
Where did you go in Devon?
Well, my dad lives in Exmouth, which is basically like if you go to Devon and you don't want things to do, you move to Exmouth.
So we got a free kick here. It's coming in. We cleared it away. 35 minutes gone, still 0-0. So you were in Exmouth. Oh, your dad lived in Exmouth.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, when we were down there, we took the.
See, I went to Paynton.
Oh, okay. No, look, Devon was nice. It's not a bad place. The weather was good. You know, I got to see my dad for the first time in a few years. But yeah, it's. I'll be excited. I'll be excited to go back home to Vienna, if I'm honest.
Fair enough.
But then I will say that.
Arsenal on the attack here at the moment.
Oh, yeah, clear it out. Yeah, no, I'm excited to go back home because next week Spurs play in Munich, and I've got tickets for that. And then the week after Spurs play in Udine, and I've got tickets for that. So I'm excited for the next 2 weeks because I get to watch Spurs lose in person.
Are you going to the? Are you going to the Europe? Are you going to the Super Cup final?
I am. Yeah, it's only a 6-hour train journey from Vienna.
How do you get tickets for that?
I have my ways.
That's good. Did you get it from the Ghanaian Football Association by any chance?
No, it wasn't that. But and I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those, you know, influencers who somehow wangle tickets either. I have a good friend in a good place, and so basically, if there's a ticket I need, they can get it for me.
Right. Okay. Anyone we know?
You and I both know, yeah.
Right. Now, am I going out on this? Is my wife on the blink, or I think mine is on the blink? I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway,
well,
we had an attack.
I'm watching Kudus keep the ball and take people on and be the anti-Brennan Johnson. So I'm excited. I'm on
38 minutes 44 at the moment. What are you on?
Yeah, I'm about 5 seconds behind you.
Okay. I'll tell you something, right? We've got Sonny on the screen here. I don't know if you saw the shots of the players going around Hong Kong and the historical, you know, they had a night out in Hong Kong. He looks so miserable, doesn't he? You see that?
I mean, No, I didn't see it, but I mean, if the rumors are true that he's only there for for brand purposes, then I could understand not wanting to do it.
Well, according to View from the Lane, listening to that pod this week, the rumor is that if Son does not play at all in Korea, it's going to cost us a lot of money, and he's also got to play a certain number of minutes as well for us to get the full fee.
Well,
And
then
after that, he goes to LA City.
Yeah, I mean, I could believe it. Like, I definitely think that what we want is to remember Sonny lifting the trophy, and that be that. He didn't play in the Brighton game, last game of the season. He's only doing this for the money involved for the club, and it's not as if any of us are really going to remember these games anyway. So, yeah, I think it's a shame that he's going to Major League, because I think he's better than that level. I know he's only 33, but I think he's got at least a couple more years in Europe before retiring to the States. But I guess if the money's good, you're going to go.
And so there's one certain how can I put this ex contributor to this channel back in the day who says that people like me and Gibbo don't deserve Sonny for daring to speak out that he kind of peaked a few years ago. So we don't deserve Sonny. Do you think that at the end of the day, when do you think he peaked? When do you think we should have sold him optimally?
Well, I think now's a pretty good time to sell him. I don't know if you heard that, but I said I think now is a pretty good time to sell him. I wouldn't have sold him 2 years ago. I wouldn't have sold him before that. This is a pretty good time to have done it. I don't necessarily buy that. Like it's weird. Like, his prime is obviously a few years ago, but I don't think he was bad last season. I don't think he was bad the season before. So I think we did well, and we did the right thing to keep him. But now seems like a pretty good time to let him go.
Yeah, I personally, I'd have probably look. The thing is, this is that obviously you would never have got rid of Kane and Son in the same window, because that would have been foolish, right? Right. But I think, and it's revolutionary to say, is that I think we could have planned this a lot better than we have, right? Arsenal attack now, and defended that quite well. Romero defended that quite well, played it out nicely from the back. He's kind of he's a little chipped inside. Last, we might have a break on here. Is Richarlison, and of course Richarlison showing Chris Armstrong like control. The attack breaks down, and the Gooners have got the ball again. But I do think if I look at Liverpool, HG, and I look at the Salah, Firmino, and Mane, you'd have to argue that they've done a pretty good job of succession planning, and they got some good money for Mane. And I don't think we ever did that, did we?
No, but again, that's because, like, I think the thing is, like, do we want to sell players when they're at their peak? Then no is the short answer. We're not good enough to be able to do that. So I just think that the biggest issue with Sonny in the last couple of years is that we played a style of football that just didn't suit him. Frankly, we took Harry Kane out of the team, and we replaced him with what? Solanke, Brennan Johnson, Maddison. Only one of those can actually create in the way that Kane could. And so Son has been forced to become the main creator rather than the main finisher, and his game and his numbers have struggled because of it. But I don't blame Son particularly. I blame the things that the club chose to do.
Mm-hmm. So you're now blaming Enoch for Son?
No, but just like it's like almost every football player works better if you get them to do the things that they're good at. And under Ange, we never really got the best of Son because we were hoofing it up to him, and he had to try and hold on to the ball. Like Ange's football was better when we had Solanke and Kulusevski in the front three, or as we saw in the Europa League final, we had Solanke and Richarlison, who were holding the ball up and allowing the rest of the team.
Spurs have just scored. Sorry to interrupt you.
Hey, all right, this will be good. Oh no, really? Oh, what a goal! Unreal!
That's a great goal.
Unreal!
Great goal.
Oh, David Raya, you absolute dick.
I celebrated 5 seconds before you.
What a goal!
Sarr scored, mate. Great goal. Let's have a look at that again. He dispossessed him. They claimed a foul, and he lobbed him beautifully. Well done, Pafamata Sarr. Look at this again.
Fine.
Look at that.
Whack.
Beautiful.
Brilliant. Pick that one out. Fantastic. Not even, never in doubt.
Look at that. 1-0. And it's almost half time. Thomas Frank smiling.
Was it this stadium? Was it this stadium where Harry Kane scored from the halfway line against Juventus? Or was that somewhere else?
Today.
Do you remember that goal?
This is yeah, but was it in China itself?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Not that I want to get political. Just to be clear, I'm not being special. Just to be clear.
You mean the real China?
Again, one of my children was born in Hong Kong, China, whatever. I'm not making a point here.
Wait,
don't get mixed into trouble.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask if they had a Chinese passport, but I guess it doesn't work that way.
He doesn't. He does not. He has an English passport and an Australian passport.
Okay, fair enough. Like my own.
He used to have an EU passport. He used to have if we're going to go political, he used to have an EU passport, but doesn't have that anymore.
Yeah, that's just like my child.
If we go down, yes, exactly. So there we go. Not only have we got a great. Hang on a second. Was that the first goal of the Tom? No, it wasn't the first goal of the Thomas Frank era. Because he's already.
No, he's scored the last three now. Papsar. Goal scoring machine in pre-season.
So we're set. Anyway, we're defending a corner just before half time. Let's see how good we are at defending the corners before half time. Here you go. Saka brings the ball, crosses the ball in. We've cleared it out, and that's fine. It's another corner. Ben White, he's still got in the tanning salon. Yeah, that's got out for a corner. See, I think if we clipped up the reaction to that goal, it was like I kind of shrugged and cheered, like a bit of a shrug cheer, and then you went mad. Your celebration was a lot better than mine. I've got to be honest.
Well, because like you told me the goal was happening, but I didn't expect it to be that. I thought we'd run forward with it and we'd play it wide, and then the ball would come in and it would be a tap-in. I wasn't expecting a 45, 50-yard lob. It was amazing.
Are you telling me I wouldn't get a job on Test Match Special as a cricket commentator? Because all I said to you was, it's just a goal. It wasn't very good, was it?
I mean, it was very good. You were just like, oh, Spurs have scored, and I'm.
No, it was a great goal, but yeah, I was back. Oh, Spurs have scored. Now, here's another corner. Saka's going to stick it in. He's coming across. Oh, we got it out again. We get away. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is half time. Half time. Now, do you mind if I just quickly make myself a drink in the kitchen? Can I leave you? Can I just let me put the kettle on?
You're talking to me. You're talking to me as opposed to the 9 people watching. Yeah, that's fine. You go off and get yourself a drink, and I'll have a chat to all these people.
I'm just gonna get myself. I'm gonna put the kettle on. You chat to.
All right. Well, look. So to answer the question from Cameron about how much we think we might get for Son, like in a perfect world, 15 to 20 million. I mean, I don't know how much money MLS has for signings like that. I don't know how much they've paid in the past for a signing. That seems a lot even for them. But like, I think that if he was going to a team in Europe, we'd be asking for quite a bit more than that. So yeah, whatever we get from America, if he does go to Los Angeles, probably won't be anywhere near the money we could have got had we sold him in Europe. Having said that, he was at the club for what, 10 years now. So it's not like I don't feel like he owes us anything, frankly. It would be nice to feel like that way, but I think that for Son, for what he's done for Spurs, for the length of his service, the fact that he got to lift the trophy, he obviously gave a lot to the club. So I'm not so annoyed that it's less than it maybe could have been. But all in, from what I saw the first half, I thought Spurs were all right. Like, we looked solid, unspectacular. We took let's say the one half chance that really came our way. But the corners were decent. Kudus and Porro both hit in the post, but the delivery being that good meant that really any kind of touch would have seen it go in. And yeah, to be fair, Arsenal, we know what their players can do. We know how good they are, but it's not like Vicario's had any saves to make either. So it's been a pretty even first half, and I would say that if Spurs had been 1-0 down, then we'd have been unlucky. And I think that with Arsenal being 1-0 down, perhaps they're a little bit unlucky too. But that's that they put David Raya out in defence, and he got caught out. I mean, that's Arteta ball. Spurs managed to take advantage by attacking the player in possession, and there were 2 or 3 around him as the ball was played to him. But for Sarr to do what he did, win the ball cleanly, look up, one touch to get the ball out of his feet, and I mean that's pretty much perfect because it hits the back of the goal when it lands. So yeah, goals like that, if they happen in the season, especially against Arsenal, would be amazing. But the most important thing probably for Spurs right now, and we've seen in the first 45 minutes, is making sure we look like a functional team, because for a lot of last season we really didn't. And I think that we have done. I don't think the balance is right in midfield, but the fullbacks stayed wide and defended first and foremost. That's an improvement. We've got a couple of actual threatening wide players. Kudus has looked better on the ball than Odebear in the first 45 minutes, but the fact that we've got players willing to take their man on obviously helps. We're looking at the replay now and showing Sarr in midfield winning the ball, and that's what he can do. Like, he's got the legs to do it. He will make challenges. He loves to intercept things. He's not the type of player to make a crunching tackle, but to win the ball and to keep it, that seems to be what he's best at. So I think I thought last season that he struggled a bit under Ange, and we didn't really know what his role could be. But if he keeps it simple and does those things, then, like, I mean, again, I've said this before, I quite like the idea of Sarr as a 6. I don't think there's a great deal of passing range. I don't think there's a great deal of, let's say, shooting ability. Like, obviously, he's scored his fair few goals for Spurs, but only 1, I think, or maybe 2 have been from outside the box. And so I think that if you asked him to sit and be the 6, then you'd get quite a lot out of him. He would run across the field, he would win the ball, and hopefully then your attacking midfielders would take it further. But it's obviously been a good pre-season for him, and hopefully he'll get the chance to do it in the season as well.
So, HG, I'm back. I've made myself a chamomile vanilla tea. Now, grumpy old Spurs, I know that you're a regular and loyal viewer every week.
Every week.
every week, even when we're not on. We're doing what we're doing is what's known as the transfer smorgasbord this summer, and if I'm going to pat myself on the back here, I was messing around on this thing called Canva the other day, which I believe the youngsters use. So if I'm going to put the smorgasbord up, I haven't even showed this. This is not even the guys I'm seeing. This is for next week. I'm going to just throw up some players on the smorgasbord. You just got to say yes or no that you want them. Are you ready?
Okay.
Right, here we go. Here we go. Here's your first one on the Scotland smorgasbord. Jack Grealish.
So the Grealish or McAtee. Jack Grealish, no, not interested.
Okay, we'll get rid of him. What do you think of the smorgasbord, though? I know that you don't eat meat.
It looks pretty good. I know. I mean, it looks pretty good. I do eat meat, but just not that often. I'd leave the blueberries. Okay. I'm not so keen on them, but the rest of it looks pretty good.
Olives look good, don't they? Right. Yeah. All right, ready? Now, This is, as I said, I've got very excitable on the Canva, which even the rest of the guys I'm saying, let's have a look at this. Is it come up? Come on.
Oh, wow.
What's going on here? Here we go. What? Hang on. It's up. What? Why has it gone up? Has it gone up? Why have I not got it up? As in the smorgasbord, to be clear. There we go. Look at that. Right. Now, I know we've talked. So there's Paulinho on the left, which we kind of talked about. Harvey Barnes or Harvey Elliott. I've got the name wrong during the week. Sorry. Harvey. Are you up for Harvey or not?
Harvey Elliott is a very good player. I'm not really sure he's what we need because he's a left-footed attacking midfielder in the same way that Kulusevski is, and even Kudus can do that role. I wouldn't be against it. Like, honestly, I'd rather pay whatever Liverpool want for Harvey Elliott than what Forest wanted for Gibbs White. I will say that. So I don't mind Elliott at all. Because I don't know if you know, but I went to the under-21 final for England, which they won against Germany a few weeks ago, and that game was in Bratislava.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's not too far away from Vienna, so it was an easy trip over. And he played really well in that tournament and was pretty good that night. So I think with Harvey Elliott, it's about getting him in the right positions. But I don't think English football has really seen him at his best because he's always been behind someone else at Liverpool. And if he's given the chance to be the main man, he might end up being actually pretty good. So yeah, I take Harvey Elliott over Gibbs White for sure.
Now, what I've done previously is we've just had one slide with I've just called it a transfer smorgasbord, but now I'm introducing actual smorgasbord. So these are departures. So we've talked about Sonny already. Mikey Moore on loan to Glasgow Rangers. What do you think about
that? He's going to play there more than he would do at Spurs. And I watched Rangers last night in their Champions League qualifier, and they looked like they could do with someone like him. But the thing, maybe I'm wrong because I don't watch Scottish football, but to me, for Rangers, Scottish football most weeks is like the League One, right? They're playing League One teams week in, week out, and they win those games. But it's basically Rangers have to break those teams down, which is what we want Mikey Moore to be able to do. So that's good. And if he gets to have European experience, whether it's Champions League or Europa League, that's good too. I think Rangers have to play. Actually, I'm not sure it is. It might be Pilsen or maybe a Swiss team in the next round of the Champions League. Weirdly enough, I wouldn't mind it if Rangers lost that game because Mikey Moore in the Europa League appeals more than Mikey Moore in the Champions League. Because Mikey Moore up against Bayern Munich, he's not really going to get the ball much. But if they're in a lesser competition, Rangers, then that would be good for him. So I don't mind the loan. Because he needs games more than anything, and I think it will work for him. So, yeah, I'm happy with that.
All right. And what about this Kinski loan move rumour?
I don't think it makes much sense. I could see Kinski being first choice at some point this season. I think people seem to remember Kinski for the goal he let in at Villa in the FA Cup, where kind of the shot went past him, and they've somehow decided that Kinski isn't a good shot stopper. But I remember those first few games he played for Spurs, and he's made a couple of really good saves in that. So he's clearly better on the ball than Vicario is. So I don't think it makes any sense for Spurs to loan him out, because I really think that he could be first choice by Christmas.
Right. And so the next thing, important question: what do you think of this smorgasbord?
I mean, what is it? Christmas stuff?
It's a smorgasbord, HG.
But yeah, it's got like, what is that, meringue down the bottom and some, I don't know what half of it is. It looks like golf balls at the top.
They're
So
footballs.
yeah, okay. I preferred the other one.
Okay, all right. Well, let's move on. Okay. This is so we got Paqueta.
Okay, so out of those two, I don't really want Paqueta, although
Why?
I think he's quite, I think he's quite good. But again, I don't think it moves the needle enough. I want the money spent on a defensive midfielder or on a left back. I don't think we need, I don't think we need him. Rodrigo is probably something a bit different. But again, that's, we're talking serious money to do that, even if I thought he was interested, which I don't.
No.
But like if we could get Rodrigo on loan and Paulinho on loan, I think they're two really good players, and that would help Spurs. And if we're willing to spend 165 grand a week loaning Timo Werner for 18 months, then we should be willing to loan Rodrigo for whatever he's on for 12 months.
Right. Okay. And in terms of the smorgasbord, your thoughts on this one?
It's got Kalamata olives by the looks of it, so I like those.
Right.
But no, the first one is best.
You really didn't like the middle one, did you?
No, it was it sweets. It didn't even look like food.
Okay. Right. Okay. Fair enough. I think. Hang on a minute. Have we got one more? We might have done. And this is the Morg. So what we did this week on Gunpowder Spurs is that we did a live unveiling of Morgan Gibbs White at the press conference. Yeah. So what we did, so we went live to the Morgan Gibbs White Tottenham unveiling. Do you remember when we had when your favourite Dean Austin had his scarf aloft by the pitch, standing next to LTL and Sugar, and to the world's press when we signed Dean Austin from Southend? Do you remember that, HG? So this is I've now recreated the smorgasbord and the press conference. And that's the Sheriff of Nottingham.
That is the Sheriff of Nottingham, yeah, Mr. Marinakis. No, I want.
We've covered it already.
I want Paulinho. That's what I want. I want that to happen. I don't care if it's a loan. I mean, permanent would be good too, but I think, and I will say this. Like, Vincent Kompany won the Bundesliga last season without playing Paulinho very much, and so some people will look at that and be like, oh well, we don't need it. Well, Bayern Munich are in a league of one, right? People talk about Scotland.
Hang on. What about Dortmund and Leverkusen?
Yeah, but they're not in the same league. Dortmund have been run terribly for the last pretty much since Klopp left, and certainly since Tuchel left. Dortmund have been terribly run. And Leverkusen, well, they had the great season under Alonso. Well, that's it. They've lost most of those players. They've lost the manager. They'll go back to being what they were probably, which is, fourth or fifth. Right. And so, and Frankfurt, who I think finished top 3 or 4 last season, they've lost both Marmoush and Ekitike, so they won't be as good. Like, the point being, Bayern Munich can win the Bundesliga with crap managers, and they have proven it. Bayern Munich don't want to be judged by winning the Bundesliga. They want to be judged by winning the Champions League. And I think that Paulinho gives them a better chance of winning the Champions League than not playing him, right? Like, Kimmich and Goretzka are both good, but they're not good enough. The team isn't strong enough to beat the very best. And I think Paulinho would give them a much stronger spine. So the fact that they don't want him is good for Spurs, because I think he would absolutely help us in midfield, where I think we all agree is the area that we're lacking the most.
Well, there you go then. So the players have just come out for the second half. And not only have they just come out for second half, they've also kicked off as well. So we've just kicked off. I'm not sure if we've made any changes yet. And off we go. So, as we haven't seen each other for a while, actually, my next question for you is Christian Romero.
Yeah, what about him?
Would you make him captain?
No, I wouldn't make him captain because I don't think he's interested in the club long term. And I think we want to have a captain who will be around for a couple of seasons at least. And I think Romero will be one season at most, frankly. So as much as I like him and as much as I think he's a very good player, I wouldn't make him captain.
Right. So who are you going to make captain?
Yeah, that was the next question. I was trying to buy time for that.
Sorry, did you want me to ask you what you had for your dinner?
It's all right. I think that the captain has to be someone who I think is going to be around for the next 2 years at least, right?
Right.
And so I'm looking at Van der Ven. I'm looking at Kulusevski. And so I would probably go with Kulusevski if I'm honest. I don't think he'll play every game, but I don't think he needs to. And his mentality seems to be pretty good. I think Van der Ven is maybe a bit too laid back to be a captain, but I think Kulusevski has the dog necessary to lead the club and to get the club to be what we want them to be. So it would be nice if we had maybe a more vocal person, which Spurs have been lacking for a very long time. But I think Kulusevski has the ability to kind of unite the group. Obviously, he speaks English, he speaks Italian. Those two languages will help an awful lot, really. And
he also speaks Swedish. He speaks Swedish as well.
Well, he does, but I don't think Swedish really because all Swedes speak English. But if you're looking for someone who, like they say, that the Latin speakers tend to be the ones who struggle the most, and Bentancur speaks Italian, and Romero will probably speak Italian. Certainly, Spanish is close enough that it won't matter so much. And I think Kulusevski is the closest thing we have to someone who can unite the squad. So I would go with him.
It's very much a sign of the modern day and age that you've gone for a captain who can speak a few languages.
Well, yeah, but that's important. It's very important. The way that football is, you need to have someone who is respected by everyone, but can be friends with everyone. And if they don't have the language, and let's face it, like I know that Romero can speak basic English, but he doesn't want to be anything more than, let's say, the main henchman. I mean, Romero has henchman vibes, right? Like he's the guy who says little and does everything. But he's not the spokesman. He's not the one who can he's not the face of the franchise, as they would say in America.
Right. Okay. So, I mean, the thing about Kuski is he's out for his injuries.
Yeah, I think I might have lost you there, Davo. You talked about his injuries.
Did you? Yeah. His injury. When is he? Kulusevski's injury seems like he's going to be out for a while. Did you hear me then?
No, I mean, this is it. Like, he may well be out for a couple more months at least, but like, I like Porro too. But again, I think, Porro is the motivator in the squad. He's the one who keeps everyone happy. And I think that as the captain, you need to be a bit more level-headed. Son can do both those things. But, I look around, like, again, I love Bentancur as a player, but I don't think he's committed to the club long term. And we want someone who at least looks like they are. And Kulusevski is that person. So, like, if you've got Kulusevski and Porro and, maybe one of the more senior players like Romero as well in the group, that's different. But as the person to be the face, then Kulusevski is the one for me.
Right, okay. Kulusevski is the captain. Fair enough. And back to Football Minute. It's still 1-0. 50 minutes gone. Tottenham moving the ball around at the back. We've got still trying to make some progress up the pitch. Richarlison.
It's good. It's good to see the fullbacks hugging the touchline. Right, that is good. Like Jed Spence went up, he ran on the outside of Odegaard. That's what I want to see. I don't want the fullbacks in midfield, especially when you've already got 3 central midfielders anyway. They don't need to go there.
Yeah.
So
no, I mean, I agree.
Spurs don't look like a much better team when it comes to like quality on the ball, but they look much more solid than they did. And we're not like usually we seem to be tripping on each other's feet, and I haven't seen that much in this game either.
No, and don't forget we've hit the post twice from 2 corners.
Yeah, anti-Ange corner ball.
And Christian Eriksen.
Well, that's true, but I like to remember Eriksen for other things apart from his corners. He did plenty of good things at Spurs.
He did indeed. Now we got a throw in. Lewis Skelly is flung it in field. The Gooners are moving around the ball around. Frank ball. Cameron must be a bit upset that one of Melbourne's favourite sons, we sacked him. He must have been upset about that. I got quite a fair bit of abuse in Australia from Australians when Ange got sacked, by the way.
Well, they probably don't want to blame him for the things that he got wrong. And at Spurs, you can always blame Levy for something, even if it's not his fault.
I've heard that. I've heard people blame Levy.
Yeah, like clearly Ange was to blame for a lot of the things that happened on the pitch. That's what he was responsible for, and we never really we looked great in that initial pre-season, and then we never really showed it in a competitive game ever. Even when we were winning right at the start, we never showed that style of football. So it's as much as I am grateful that we won the trophy, I don't necessarily miss the kind of football that we showed for the last 6 to 8 months, if not longer.
So Gibbo and Leon were very Ange out, and I used to call them the Ange Undertakers, right? Okay. I couldn't wait for the body to get to the funeral parlour.
Rolls off the tongue.
At what point did you say, I have had enough of the avuncular Australian?
I don't think I ever really said that I'd had enough of him. I did feel, even though a lot of people said it was silly, I did feel that by the time March came around, our only focus was the Europa League. I don't think anyone at the club really cared about the Premier League results. And I know a lot of fans talk about how, once you get into the habit of losing, then you just lose more. Well, Spurs showed that that's not actually the case. If you focus on the games you really want to win, you can still do it. Now, I didn't like the football that we needed to do to get that trophy win, because we were very defensive, and we are better than that. I did think we could have been better than that. However, the ends justify the means a little bit, and we got what we wanted. So, I was never massively Ange in. I saw that, but I was never massively Ange out. I certainly didn't I wanted him to finish the season, and having won the trophy, I would have been okay with him staying. But I'm not surprised that it
really.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you're saying that.
No, because if we look at it, I've always felt that if we look at what Thomas Frank has done since he took over, well, looking at that, he's bought Kudus, which I would like to think we would have done anyway. You never know, but he's changed one thing. everything else that looks more solid
Yeah.
about Spurs right now has been a tactical switch that, frankly, any manager should have realised was necessary. So I'd like to think that Ange was smart
Yes.
enough to figure that one out himself. And everything that we still need when it comes to squad players or footballers, like a defensive midfield or a left back, well, we needed that when Ange was in charge as well. So I feel like the improvement has been something that I still believe Ange would have done or would have figured out. But I guess the evidence is that he didn't want to, right? He didn't really try to. It was all, I mean, that second 45 minutes in the final was awful. It was absolutely awful football. Having, we didn't really care because Man United didn't really create much, which was the point. And we hung on. But I don't want Spurs to be a team that hangs on. I want Spurs to be a team that can play defensive football if they need to, but still offer a threat. And we obviously weren't able to do that, whether it was through injuries or what. But had you said to me, keep Ange or get Frank, I'd have said keep Ange.
Oof, okay, well that is interesting. It's quite a lot to unpack there. So I was of the view that he was going to go. Yeah, I'd made up my mind he wasn't going to be here for the start of this season, and I'd made up my mind quite. I didn't think we'd win the Europa, to be honest. I just thought we'd cock it up in our usual way. And I think that at the end of the day, I think that at the end, if I look at Ange and this time last year, we finished 5th in the first season. We're in the Europa, and he's got a weaker squad, right? We gave him a weaker squad, which is a disgrace, right? We got. I mean, when what's his face Langer says that Bergvall and Gray are ready for the first 11 at the start of last season, there's bullshit, utter bullshit. And let's not say the Timo word again, shall we? Right? And then we get Solanke in. We should have had a strong. I'm not saying we'd have got Solanke with the summer that Kane went, because Solanke hadn't had this one good season. We got Belize in, right? So, but I just think, and the other thing about, as I got over, great. The other thing about Ange, and everyone seems to forget this, when we got Ange in, the German AVB had turned us down, Nagelsmann. No one wanted, and we screwed up getting Slot because Levy didn't do the deal. Whatever happened to Slot, right? So we get in Ange, which now obviously Donna Cullen or otherwise is leaking that was a Scott Munn thing. It's always the way, isn't it? So I always thought he would go. I even thought that even though we'd won the Europa, and the thing about you talking about the performance in the Europa in the final, yeah. I mean, I would say to you, we had no Maddison, we had no Bergvall, and we had no Kulusevski. So I think those are in fact the 3 fit midfield players who were left, and he hadn't started playing. And Basuma was out in the cold for weeks until the semi-final. I think it was the semi-final we started. Yeah.
No. I mean, I agree.
Arteta's being a cock. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I don't think we needed to be as defensive as we were in that second half. It's not as if we were super attacking in the first half. We weren't. No. But we basically decided at half time that we weren't going to try and cross halfway. Yeah. And that is usually a recipe for disaster, and would have been had Man United not been so terrible. Because as there was, I saw a video done after the game, and they basically showed that Man United never ever changed from their 3-5, 3-4-3 or whatever formation it was, and at the end, all they did was put Harry Maguire as the one up front. They didn't even change then. So
no,
a combination of things helped us win it, and no one's going to care about that. Like, all that matters is the name on the trophy. And like I agree with you that Levy, I think, had probably decided in March that he was going to get someone else. I don't think that winning the trophy played no part in it. But I just think that, if it was me and you'd said to me, "Here, we've got a guy who all the players love. He's just won a trophy. So all the fans are behind him. Why on earth would I swap him for Thomas Frank? No, I wouldn't have done. Had there been had Iraola said I want the job, then I might well have said, okay, he's the one that you can let's say move onwards and upwards and give an attacking lineup more structure, which is what we were lacking. But again, I don't think Thomas Frank is a bad manager, but given all the plus points that Ange did bring, it wouldn't have been a swap that I would have made. But that was, what happened has happened, and I don't miss Ange. I don't regret the fact that he's gone. But it's that's just my opinion. I wouldn't have swapped Ange for Thomas Frank.
So what I liked about Ange is that I like the way he stood up for the club. So, for example, when Wenger said, if you win the Europa, you shouldn't get Champions League, and he basically just took the piss out of Wenger, right? And he made a point about how the fact is the media love giving Tottenham a bad time, and no one really stands up for the club. And I think he had some good points around that. Yeah. And I think you've lived in Aussie for a while. I've obviously lived in Aussie for a long time. So there's a lot of aspects of Aussie sporting culture that he brought to the club that I like. I really mean that in terms of bringing the team together, being about the collective, and I like the fact. I mean, okay, some of his media interactions, he did. I think with the media, I think they patronised the hell out of him at the start. I really did think they patronised him. That's number one. Number two, I suppose. Hang on, I'm just going to interrupt this Ange thing to say that Danzo, Tell, and Brennan Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, has arrived on so that he will be coming on the pitch any minute now.
Do you know?
So I did not even seeing Sonny come on.
I did update Brennan Johnson's nickname. I think that a lot of people knew that I called him Boris Johnson because he was the worst right winger since Boris Johnson. But I've updated his nickname to Magic Johnson.
Bit of politics.
Yeah, to Magic Johnson, because he probably deserves it for at least doing that.
Irony.
But, yeah, exactly. It's like Ginger Pele. We called him Pele not because he was good. And I call him Magic Johnson because it's a nicer nickname than Boris Johnson, but it doesn't really change what I think of his ability as a footballer. But yeah, like to see Johnson beat his man for a change.
Who is better, or who's the better player, Brendan Johnson or Gary Doherty?
I'm thinking.
It's a silence there.
Are we talking Gary Doherty, the defender?
That is. Oh, don't get all technical on me.
Okay.
No. You're not having no. There's not three comparisons here. Go on.
Look, so Brennan Johnson is very good at one thing, and that one thing is quite an important thing. There's no doubt about that. Gary Doherty was never really a good defender and was never really a good attacker. So if you're looking at one ability that a footballer can have that is useful, then Johnson wins that one. But I think if you're talking about effectiveness or use, then Doherty as a defender, puts his head on everything. I never got the Johnson love ever. Even when he was at Forest, I never saw it. So this is not new. It's not based on what he's done for Spurs. What he's done for Spurs has just confirmed what I already thought.
Right.
That he comes alive at certain moments, and the rest of the game he's invisible.
I mean, you've never wavered, have you?
No, I mean,
you've been resolute.
I think I've learned recently that, as a football fan, all I do is watch football, right? Which is all you do, which is all anyone does who's got Sky or Optus or whatever platform you're using. We all sit at home and we watch the football. And I think a lot of people think that because we're all watching it, that means we all understand it the same. And that's clearly not true. And I do think that some people are able to look at it and see football slightly differently. And I just think that, like, some people will look at and say, oh, well, Brennan Johnson scored so many goals last season, that makes him 3 times better than Mohamed Kudus. And football just doesn't work that way. And so I get that, it's good to use stats, but it shouldn't be how you judge a footballer. And I judge Brennan Johnson like I judge everybody else, what they can do with a football, and whether they have a football brain. I don't think he's got a football brain, and I don't think he's good on the ball. So if all it is running, or the timing of the run, was that him?
Utter sitter.
Oh, it was.
No, it
I
was Vicky
thought
Van
far
Ven.
post. It might have been Boris. Ugh.
No, let's have a look. This is a delicious cross. Let's look at this cross for a minute. We've watched this game is now. That is a delicious cross from Son's replacement.
Yeah, from Tell, who's
Son's
a very good player. I like Tell a lot.
Do you?
Yes. I wanted us to sign him desperately. I can't believe that Bayern let him go. Really can't. Like if I want to be hyperbolic, allow me to be hyperbolic for 1 second. At one point in time, Juventus sold Thierry Henry, and he turned out to be an incredible superstar, and they didn't know what they had. I can see something along those lines. I don't think he'll be as good as Thierry Henry was, but I think Matisse Tell has all the minerals you need to be a world-class forward. I really do. And it's just about finding a manager that can get him in the right positions and him gaining confidence. But I genuinely think he can hold the ball up. He's fast. He can shoot off both feet. Nothing looks too much for him. I'm very, very, very happy that we got him permanently. And I genuinely don't understand what Bayern were thinking.
Well, let's just we're now at 67 minutes, and I think we've probably talked about the game for about 3 of those 67 minutes. And let's just cover off what we've covered off so far. HG would not have got rid of Ange. Brennan Johnson is a good player compared to Gary Doherty. And I have not heard many people be very enthusiastic about signing Tell until what you've just said there.
No, I genuinely I get it. I don't think he was massively impressive for Spurs at the end of last season, but then neither was Thierry Henry for the first 6 months at Arsenal. I just think that if you get him in places, he's already just shown that he's able to beat a man, to stand him up and to beat him. And so that's what we needed desperately last season. We really needed someone who can hold the ball up, who can take people on. And I think that we've now got those players that can do it. I really do. I'm not looking for extra attackers.
Okay. Just sorry to cut across here. We're going to go to a corner now. It's an Arsenal corner. We're going to talk about this live.
Okay.
Sorry. And after this, I'm going to ask you about Odegaard.
Did Denso come on for Romero?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did announce the 3 subs. Here goes.
Yeah,
I
saw the 3 coming on.
We didn't see who went off.
No, not really.
Okay.
Richarlison.
Right, there we go. I think
Richarlison went off for Tell, and then Denso went off for Romero, and Johnson went off for Kudus. Okay, that's fine.
Arsenal on attack at the moment. There's a shot, and it's gathered up nicely by Vicario. So 20 minutes to go. Tottenham are leading 1-0 at the Hong Kong Football Festival, live in Hong Kong, and we are doing a watch-along. We go from Sydney to Hong Kong. I was about to say Vienna, but we can't. We're going to Yorkshire. We are across 3 different continents in covering this for 10 viewers. If you're loving this content and chat tonight, now we're down at 9 because I just spoke. That's not very bloody nice, is it? Oh, hang on, Arsenal on the attack here, and we got a clearance
Oh,
out. Exactly.
What a poor effort.
It's a poor effort. Now Arsenal back on the attack down the left-hand side. Nice little interception there, but Arsenal still got the ball.
This is perfectly set up for their new striker signing to come on and get an equaliser.
True. Cross has gone over. We've still got a bit of defending to do. Places it inside. Still looking for the opening to move the ball around. Back out to the left. This is great commentary from me. He's going to get the ball into the middle, and then Vicario gathers the ball, and that's that. And he's having a go at Bentancur. Bentancur's having a go at Vicario. He can't help himself, can he, Vicario? He's always got to have a go at someone. Has he got the captain's armband on?
Looks like it, yeah.
God almighty. I'd sell him. Right, Vicario can place the ball down. All right, next one. Odegaard. Thoughts?
I think that he is better than we've seen. I mean, obviously that's probably a low bar to begin with, but again, I think a lot of it is the system that Thomas Frank seems to want to play, which is this 3-2-4-1 by pushing a fullback forward into that attacking four. It suits someone like Odegaard that likes to hug the touchline and likes to beat a man and can cut inside and shoot. I think we saw in one of the preseason games so far that he came inside onto his left foot and drove it low towards goal. He seems pretty two-footed. And so, I'm not upset that we have him. I think a lot of last season's issues, obviously injuries were a massive thing, but a lot of it was just putting players in the wrong position where they couldn't show what they were good at. And I like to think that we can do that now, certainly more than we did. But so I'm quite happy with Odegaard. I don't think he'll start the first game of the season against Burnley, but he might. He really might. I think that Son's probably not going to play. So if Porro is the right-sided defender that goes down that side, who's going to play on the left? It's either going to be Odegaard or Tell. And so, I would start with Tell, but again, it's one of those two. I don't think anyone else is going to play down that side. So he's going to get a lot of minutes for Spurs this year if he can stay fit, and I think he'll do well.
Righty-ho then. So it's a corner to the Gooners. Saka's standing over the ball. He's going to take the corner. We're getting ready for this. Hang on a second. And the cross has come over. And Arsenal still trying to get the ball in. We're heading the ball out. It's a bit like table tennis here. We're trying to get the ball out. Tell they're being a bit physical.
What kind of table tennis have you watched?
Okay. Now, I'll come back to that in a minute. Just want to say hello to Pookie. Hello, Pookie. Thanks for joining us. Good to see you, mate. Pookie wants to know how we're playing. I think we're doing all right, actually. I think I've got, all these doom merchants. What was that?
Someone's doing the garden outside. If it's my mum, I'll kill her.
It's a live watch-a-thon with Mother HG doing the gardening.
I don't think it is. I think my mum is watching the game in the other room, but it might be next door. But someone's got the strimmer out.
Hang on 1 second. Is your mum watching the watch-a-thon or is she watching the game?
She's watching the game.
Because if she wanted to watch the watch-a-thon, she should just sit next to you and just talk to me. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is why we have not got nominated for YouTube Tottenham Content of the Year. All right,
it's
we have gone.
It's only during the cooling break.
So anyway, Pookie asked us a serious question. Pookie is top. Oh, you got on mute for the old thingy. So, Pookie, to answer your question, I think we've done all right. Okay. Now, obviously, I didn't get to see the Wickham and Luton extravaganza on the weekend, where apparently we were shit and it was all a bit rubbish. But tonight, and I know it's famous last words, and we've got 10 minutes to go, but I think we've looked quite solid at the back. I think creatively going forward, it's still a work in progress. And also at the end of the day, we are Sar's scored an absolute beautiful goal, which made him look a bit stupid. Raya, sorry. And other than that, it's been all right. I've been quite impressed with Kudos. I think Tell has looked good since he's come on. Richarlison is basically, he can't control the ball and he's not a very good football player. Porro's had a good game. Vicky van der Ven's done all right. And Romero did all right as well. So I would like to report that Johnson has taken on players left, right and centre and he's beaten 3 men and done a Cruyff turn, but he hasn't. And so that's how I would surmise it. Who was doing the lawn?
I don't know, but I closed the windows, so hopefully you can't hear it anymore. But yeah. So no, I agree. I heard what you said the whole way, and I agree. Look, this could easily be a 0-0. The fact that we're ahead is because we scored a really good goal from pretty much nothing.
Really good goal.
But the team performance has probably been a 7, maybe a 7.5. We've not been special in any way, but we've been difficult to break down. They've not had too many chances or too much dangerous opportunities, and I mean, yeah, like I take this, like if because it's Arsenal's best team pretty much. I can see they're bringing on Gyökeres now, but yeah, like they started with a really strong team. So did we, and it didn't really look like either side was massively in charge. Like they had most of the ball, but we defended resolutely and were never really in much trouble. So yeah, it's been a pretty good performance so far.
Can I just point out that I've seen a sign in the Arsenal end waved by a local woman that says, "My son loves rice." That is just rubbish, isn't it? That's rubbish. Other highlights have been Gunnosaurus coming out, and in about very hot weather, Gunnosaurus probably has died of heat stroke. And Arsenal on the attack now. And what have we got here? It's a corner.
But the thing is, if you look at Arsenal's horseshoe ball, it's just quicker than Spurs's. That's a big difference between the two teams. When we have the ball at the back, it goes from left back to left centre back to right centre back to right back, and Arsenal seem to miss a couple of those out. They move it much quicker than we do.
There was a shot deflection. It's gone for a corner. Is that their wonder kid?
Yep, that's the 15-year-old.
So, well, he did a shot. He got missed. So there's the wonder kid. It's corner now to Arsenal. Let's hope we can get this out. I think that is a goal kick. So we've got just over 10 minutes left plus added time. Tottenham are leading 1-0. Again, it's the Hong Kong Football Festival live watch-a-thon on the Lads It's Tottenham channel. And we have 12 people watching us. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for watching us. If you're meant to be at work and doing some work, that's okay as well.
I mean, like I've always assumed that a watch-along is assuming that everyone is watching the game as well as this. Right, that we're not actually trying to commentate on the game or do a commentary for them, that they are actually watching along with us, which is probably why we've not spoken about the game that much.
Yeah, that's interesting you say that, because I thought our job was to describe the game and be animated when important things happen.
All right, well, let's do that then. We'll do that for the last 10 minutes and we'll see how many people turn off.
Well, hang on a second. Are we suddenly deciding an editorial change in policy with 10 minutes of the game left? You can't do that. Just carry on.
Yeah. All right, we'll just carry
I
on.
told
then.
you. I just want to point out something else to you. It's the 31st of July. It's 50 minutes. It's 11:10 p.m. I've been doing dry July.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I haven't drank any alcohol in July.
Congratulations!
Thank you. And in 50 minutes' time, July's
get,
over.
Yeah, you're gonna get
pissed. I'm gonna absolutely. I'm gonna go to the kebab shop up the road. No,
but
I'm not.
it's going to be
I
a
haven't had a drink all month.
It's going to be a celebratory drink rather than drowning your sorrows. And I don't think any of
If
us
we
probably
win,
saw that coming.
well, it's important that we win the Hong Kong Football Festival in my book.
I will fondly.
Because obviously the game in Korea is obviously not the Hong Kong Football Festival. Stating the obvious.
Yeah. Is there a Seoul Football Festival?
Oh, we'll just have to find out on Sunday night, won't we? Are you watching the game on Sunday?
It's Sunday lunchtime, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what time it is kickoff in the UK, but maybe
it's lunchtime. It's
midday. Is it the same as this one?
Yeah, half an hour earlier.
Okay, yeah, then I'll miss the start probably, but yeah, I hadn't really thought about it. I'm too busy thinking about the fact that I'm going to Munich and I'm going to Udine. Woohoo!
That's good. That is good.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Like to watch.
That's great.
Watch Spurs lift another trophy. I can't wait.
But you think we're going to beat PSG? Do you?
And maybe on penalties.
Right. Okay. You think we're going to beat PSG?
To be fair, I didn't think Spurs were going to win this, and it looks like we might.
So slow down a minute. We haven't. Hang on. Slow down. Don't do that. You've done it now, haven't you? You've got 8 minutes to go.
I said it looks like we might.
All right. Okay. Here comes this wonder kid who's 15 years old.
Take his legs.
Has he got a name? Has he got his name? Has he got a name?
Yeah, his name is Max Dowman.
Max Dowman?
Yeah.
Sounds like a mortgage payment.
Yeah, Dowman.
Is he English?
Yeah.
Well, that's displaying a lot of ignorance about this.
I mean, the thing is that you can't have foreign youngsters anymore because of Brexit. So he has to be English.
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. We're not going back down the political. We've already covered off China, Hong Kong, and all that stuff.
It's not political. It's just a fact. I didn't say it was good or bad. It's just a fact. I mean, Ben White looks foreign with that tan, but he's not.
No, that's right. Sonny's on, by the way.
Did we take Johnson off?
You should be watching. No, we did not.
I can see him down there. So it's probably Odebear that went off.
Do you mean Europa Cup winning goal scorer Brendan Johnson? He's still on the pitch.
No, I mean Luke Shaw. He scored the goal.
Now, I know, but this is going to be the theme for the season, is it?
Luke Shaw's shoulder.
Trossard. Let's rewind back to an old ancient WhatsApp debate. Not an argument. I just saw Trossard. He hasn't left then.
No, not yet. I think he's going to.
Right. Now, you thought we should never have bought Trossard.
Yeah, I didn't want him.
I said we should have done. And then we had a difference of opinion. Who has turned out to be correct? Over to you.
I think he's done all right for Arsenal. But I still don't think we should have signed him. So I don't.
Right. And can I remind you as to who we did get in that window? Are you ready?
Was it Werner? I don't remember.
No.
Who
Conte was the manager. Conte was the manager.
No, tell me. Was it Danjuma?
It was, yes, Danjuma.
Yeah. I mean, like if you're going to say to me, do I want 6 months of Dan Juma and 18 months of Timo Werner, or would I take 2.5 years of Trossard? Then I'd have said Trossard. But that doesn't mean I want Trossard. It means I really don't want Werner.
Listen, sorry, you can't bring in Werner into this. It's got nothing to do with.
Once again, because who took Dan Juma's part when Dan Juma left? Werner did.
No,
That's
hang on
basically
a
what you're
minute.
doing.
No. The argument was Trossard. I said, let's get Trossard in. Levy, let's do the deal. Get him in. He'll be good for the squad. Yeah. You said no, and I'm right.
You seem to remember this much better than I do, but go on.
I mean, yeah, I do for once. Then, hang on a minute. No, nothing. Then we get Dan Juma in.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got Dan Juma or Trossard. You can't bring in Werner into it.
No, okay. But if you're talking about, like, if even now, I'd have picked Dan Juma over Trossard.
I'm actually, I think we're being trolled here by Marcy. Thank you very
much. Do you have someone called Marcy in your family? I don't, but
you're enjoying a watch along where two middle-aged. No. And believe you me, if I had someone called Marcy in my family, they wouldn't be saying they're enjoying anything that I do. Let's be clear, all right? Especially on YouTube. Okay, no one is going to be complimentary, especially. Right, so where were we? Hang on a minute. We've got 4 minutes to go. We maybe have to go back to the game.
All right, go on then. Arsenal are struggling to try and get the ball into midfield. They can't seem to do that. Maddison's closing everyone down.
Good.
Now it's Dowman against Spence. And Spence again is the man, combining with Son, and we get a goal kick.
Oh, good. Well done. Goal kick. 3 minutes to go, and we've been doing a stream for an hour and 54, and the latest development is we should have got Trossard, not Dan Juma.
No. Like the problem with Dan Juma. The problem with Dan Juma is that he never really played, so we don't really know what could have happened.
But the fact that he didn't play says it all.
No, what does it say?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're going to go down that route, but if you're going to go down that route, then that means that Paulinho's not very good because Kompany's not playing him. And it means that Jed Spence was never any good because loads of Spurs managers never played him. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, all right. Listen, you may have got me now, but listen, if I wake up, listen, it's 11:18. At the end of this, I'm going to bed. But if I wake up at 3 a.m., I'll message you. We're going to do another stream. We're going to call it Dan Juma versus Trossard Part 2. All right.
I'm just annoyed. I'm just annoyed that his name isn't actually Dan, like Dan Juma, because his first name is like Arno. It's like
Arno Dan Juma.
Yeah, no, but Dan Juma is his middle name. His surname is like Grunefeld.
Oh, here he goes with his knowledge of all languages. Arnold Dan Juma. Arnold Dan Juma.
Grunefeld. Greenfield. Arnold Greenfield. That's his name.
Oh yeah. Right. Anyway, we're on. Hang on. Let's get back to the thing that we're meant to be here for. Right?
I think we're going to get a second goal here. I can see it.
Hang on. Well, I'm ahead of you, and it's not happening.
I know. That's what makes it an even better prediction.
Yeah, I can see it. If we score, I need to celebrate better than we scored. That was rubbish by me.
That was pretty rubbish because it was a really good goal. Like you should have just.
I know that.
Yeah, you were far too nice about it. You were like, "Oh, by the way, sorry for interrupting, but Tottenham have scored." I'd have just yelled.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but
you're too nice.
Well, you know I'm not too nice for a start. that's just complete bollocks.
You're so nice,
right?
You are the nice man.
Yeah, that's right. So let's get
Dave, nice but brave. That's you. Go on. Sorry.
Brave.
Yeah.
Right. It's a corner. It's a corner to the Gooners. There's a minute left on the clock. Porro's not happy. Come on, boys, keep this out. I've got images of Donkey Adams coming up here.
Yeah, look,
Donkey Adams coming up.
Porro's not happy because someone did that to his hair, and he's taking it out on the ref instead now.
All right, here's a corner. The corner comes in. We've dealt with it after a fashion. Porro gets it out. A bit hurries. Hang on. And the linesman, sorry, it's assistant referee, my bad, was about to put 6 minutes, 6 minutes added time in a friendly. Are you joking?
They got to get their money's worth for the fee they've paid.
Bollocks to that. Right, okay. The 15-year-old, Ralph Macchio, or whoever he is, that's a cross just come over. Pretty shit.
I'm surprised you didn't say Tracy Lords.
Tracy Lords? Blimey,
yeah.
There's a name. Ben White there. And Arsenal are still visiting Rwanda. Not that we're being political, to be clear, but they're still sponsored by Visit Rwanda. Did you see this week?
Yeah, Frontier Pets. Frontier Pets is where we're going on our holidays.
I was just literally, that's the question I was about to ask you. How do you feel about our new sponsor, Frontier Pets?
Well, it's only for the training stuff, right? So we're still going to have Kraken or whatever that is on one side, and what's on the other side of our shirt arms?
It's not AIA.
No.
I haven't got. But you know that we've signed up for the UN Race for Zero. Actually, you know that.
I didn't. At least I'd forgotten.
Well, yeah. Well, as you know, hang on 1 second. Arsenal got an attack here with a young bloke.
Bellman into the box, trying to get to the byline, and he fluffs it again.
Actually, that's a very good point from Sussex Hotspur. How have we played, guys? Been at work. And Dave, not a bad start of cricket. I don't know what's going on in the cricket. I could have had the cricket on there. I could have had the cricket on there and then watch this, but then that would have breached copyright rules, wouldn't it?
Does anyone really care about the cricket?
Hello.
Yeah, but it's not Australia.
Brennan's been booked.
Hey, he's the new Lamella. Bookings is the game.
I was thinking about. Hang on, there's a corner coming in. Come on, get that out. I don't want us to get Vicario. He gets it. Very well done. That's good. Is it? What's that? Is it the competition badge?
It might be.
Keith.
It might be.
No idea. In case that you're late joining into this watchathon, you have missed such highlights as HG would not have sacked Ange. Dan Juma is a great player, and we should never have signed Trossard. So go on.
Hang on a second. HG would not have sacked Ange for Thomas Frank. That's the point.
Are you accusing me of taking your comments out of context like a tabloid journalist?
No, you just did that.
No, but like a tabloid journalist.
You're
not a tabloid journalist.
You're the son at their very best.
It's what my mother always said about me. Thank you.
Yeah, you look just like Rebecca Brooks.
Wow. And in case you've also missed it, we had Mother HG's neighbour doing the lawns. Lovely sight in Hong Kong. A lot of Tottenham fans waving their white flags in the air. It's a beautiful sight. So it is a new stadium because I haven't been there before.
It looks pretty nice.
I know that. It does look nice. The old stadium was all right.
Was it Hong Kong where we were supposed to play a couple of years ago, but it got washed out?
May have been.
Okay, because that does look like a really nice stadium.
It is, yeah. That's not the stadium that I used to go to when I lived there.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, so Arsenal on attack. We've got about 2 minutes left. Is that Porro's giving away a stupid free kick? To be honest with you, when we wrap this game up, I think actually we will have to close the stream down because I do have to go to bed. It is 11:24 on a Thursday night, and of course, there's only 35 minutes to the end of July.
Yeah,
and
you're not staying up to get ready. Do you have work in the morning, Dave?
I do have work in the morning, HG.
Oh,
I've got work in the morning. I'm working from home tomorrow, which is good.
Okay.
Anyway, here comes. Right, hang on. Free kick coming in. Last chance, really. We've got to get the ball out, which we do. Son's not really done anything since he's come on. Arsenal still on attack, pressurising us. Can we keep them out in this last minute of the game? Porro's got the ball. Porro breaking away. Now it comes through to Son. It's Son should take it to the corner, not put a cross in, which he just did. Stupid idiot. And the ball's gone back to Arsenal. If Son had a brain, he'd have taken it to the corner. But no, he didn't. Sell him. We've hunted down an Arsenal player, and he's on the floor. Maddison, who's sporting a lovely haircut.
I'm happy. I think Maddison has visited a certain country or has decided that there's a better way to cover up the obvious hair loss. But I like the new hairstyle. It works much better than the old one.
Are you saying he's been to Bernard Matthews' farm?
He might have been. I don't know yet. But yeah, I definitely prefer this new version than the one that was all about throwing it forward in the vain hope.
We haven't really.
We're going to win this. We're going to win this.
I think we have. Hang on.
We can't beat Luton. We can't beat Wickham, but we can beat Woolwich.
Oh, and here's a cricket update. They're 2 down, and cricket is class. Atkinson the wicket and Woke. So there you go. That's all right, isn't it?
I think. I mean,
so we're not going to argue about cricket.
No. I will say that I'll be fair to Sussex Hotspur. Like since I left the UK, cricket's just not been part of my life. So half the team I've never heard of. It's just not a thing. But yeah, obviously it's a big deal to some.
So I think that's HG's way of saying it. He's being polite about cricket, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a throw in. We are over time. Arteta's moaning about something, but there you go. So here we are, the Hong Kong Football Festival. Tottenham are 1-0 up in the dying seconds of the game. We're up at we're down their end. We're trying to keep it down their end.
We're going to win.
And I think that is it. We have won. We have won.
Brilliant.
Fantastic. So we have beaten Arsenal in the Hong Kong Football Festival. I don't know if we've won a Hong Kong Football Festival trophy. Do you know?
No, I mean, we won the Ironoid Mikel Arteta trophy, which is more valuable than anything Hong Kong could give us.
Yes, that's very true. So how would you sum up the performance, HG? We're going to try and do this professionally before we disappear.
Yeah. No, honestly, some players played the full 90. I think everyone got decent minutes. Even people like Maddison came on for maybe the last 10 or 15, but that's the first few minutes of the preseason for him. I'm sure he'll play more in Korea. Yeah, I don't think we can complain. Arsenal didn't really do much. Vicario didn't have much to do. And we beat them, and we deserve to beat them. And even better still, the fact that we beat them because of the way Arteta plays football. He wants the goalkeeper to be out of his area, and they lost it. We saw it in the Premier League a couple of times last season when they concede goals through that way, and Spurs took advantage this time. So we've clearly got a lot of work to do, but I don't think you can complain when you've got you've played a Premier League team basically at full strength, and you've beaten them. Pre-season or not, that is pretty good.
And so my 2 pennies worth is we looked organised. I thought that Tell, when he came on, did well. I like the look of Kudos. I like the look of the fact that I think we're going to have more attacking players with pace who want to beat a man in this season, which I think is exciting. I do think that the Arsenal fan, again, who's holding up the "My son loves rice," needs to have a word with herself. But I think we've been buoyed by the fact that we've won, we've beaten the Gooners, and we've looked better than I was expecting us to look, to be honest with you. And bear in mind that Arsenal have been in Asia for a week. There's a jet lag and the heat, and they played a game. So to come here and get a win, I think is great. So I think we will wrap that up now. I'll just check the comments. Cheers, guys. Well done. Thanks for the stream, guys. No trolling. Marcy, she's not there with my family. Thank you very much. Very kind. HG, it's been absolutely lovely to do this again with you. It's been too long. I believe that the showbiz rumors on the streets that you're going to be doing a show very, very shortly. Can you confirm those showbiz rumors?
I can confirm that on Friday, the 8th of August, we hope to do a show to kind of preview the season. I know the season starts a week later, but we've got an important game in Italy first, the UEFA Super Cup final, which I am fortunate enough to get to go to. So we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about kind of, what we hope the season will bring, but also maybe some new players that we hope will still join in the rest of August. But the season's coming soon. It's only 2.5 weeks until we play that first game in Burnley in the Premier League, and just 2 weeks until we're in Italy winning a trophy. So I'm excited to see what things will happen, and we'll talk about it then.
Beautiful. So all that's left for me to say is, first of all, thank you very much for watching tonight. HC, thanks for coming on. I'm going to say, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.